Every level of tennis mentality explained. Level 1. The excuse machine. Nick Kyrgios is the poster boy for tennis players who can beat anyone except themselves. He's the definition of chaos dressed as talent. When things go his way, he looks like a genius. When they don't, it's the racket's fault. The crowd, the umpire, the guy selling hot dogs in the third row, anyone but Nick. You can almost set your watch to it. A bad return, a mutter, a glare at his box, then the performance begins. Bro, I can't see the ball. This umpire's a joke. He'll spend more time narrating his frustrations than playing the point. And the crazy part? He's so good, he doesn't even need the drama. But he can't help it. His own mind is his opponent, and it wins too often. Stefanos Tsitsipas turned excuses into philosophy. When he's losing, suddenly it's about finding inner peace or respect for routines. When he's taking a 10-minute bathroom break mid-match, it's not gamesmanship, it's self-care. The man could turn a broken string into a TED Talk. Every press conference sounds like he's explaining why gravity is unfair. He's talented, beautiful to watch, but there's always a side story. The crowd was hostile, the opponent didn't play fair, or his rhythm was off. For Tsitsipas, tennis isn't just competition, it's a quest to align the universe around his backhand. And when it doesn't, he tells you exactly why. Jelena Ostapenko could hit a winner blindfolded and still argue that the ball was in when it's 10 centimeters out. She's pure adrenaline in human form, a walking storm of disbelief. Every missed shot is an injustice. Every call, a personal attack. You can almost see the meltdown forming. Eyes wide, jaw dropped, finger pointing. It was in. It was in. She doesn't lose points. The world steals them from her. When she's hot, she looks untouchable. When she's not, it's everyone else's fault. That's the hallmark of this level. No self-awareness. Just a never-ending courtroom drama where she's both the victim and the prosecutor. Benoit Paire turns self-destruction into an art form. You never know what version of him will show up. The magician or the man who'd rather be anywhere else. One double fault and he's staring into space like the universe betrayed him. He'll smash a racket, laugh mid-match, and then tell you afterward he didn't care. But that's the problem, he does care, just in all the wrong moments. He's the ultimate if-only player. If only the balls were better. If only he liked the court. If only he felt motivated today. You can almost see the excuses loading before the match starts. Paire's talent was never the issue. It was the never-ending conversation between his genius and his boredom. Fabio Fognini could argue with a wall and still lose the debate. He's the most entertaining contradiction in tennis. Perfect technique, fiery charisma, and the patience of a toddler. If something goes wrong, the racket flies, the Italian poetry begins, and the umpire becomes an unwilling therapist. His game could be art, but instead, it's theater. Fognini's entire career is proof that talent without control is just noise. He'll pull off a ridiculous drop shot, smirk, and then implode the next game because the wind moved. That's not bad luck. That's level 1 mentality. External chaos, internal excuses, zero responsibility. That's what defines this level, not lack of skill, but lack of ownership. They all talk about unfair courts, bad luck, wrong vibes, but when the scoreboard turns against them, they don't fight, they explain. And you can't win matches explaining. These players protect their ego more than their serve. They'll break rackets, argue calls, and post long captions about learning experiences after every loss. But what they never do is admit the truth. The problem isn't the ball, or the umpire, or the weather. It's them. Level 2. The Rage Quitter. Alexander Zverev is the face of controlled chaos, losing control. When he's locked in, he looks like the future of tennis, smooth, powerful, unbreakable. But when it unravels, it's spectacular. He doesn't just get angry, he detonates. The chair smash in Acapulco wasn't a bad day. It was the purest level 2 moment ever captured. You could see the rage bubbling long before the swing. Every call, every sound from the stands, another spark. He's the type who wins 3 games in a row, misses 1 backhand, and suddenly looks ready to fight gravity itself. Zverev plays with emotion, but emotion plays him back, and too often, it wins. Alexander Bublik treats frustration like a hobby. When the match starts going south, he checks out. He'll throw in underhand serves, trick shots, sarcastic smiles, and that trademark "I don't care" shrug. Except he does care, that's the joke. Bublik's talent is outrageous, but his focus lasts about as long as a rally at 40 love. He'll break a racket, laugh at himself, then lose the next 4 points on purpose just to prove a point no one asked for. He's not fighting the opponent, he's fighting the game itself. That's level 2 energy. Pure ability, zero patience. Holger Rune lives on the edge of combustion. Every point feels personal. Every mistake, a crisis. He argues with umpires, glares at his box, and mutters under his breath like he's narrating his own downfall. When he's on, he's electric, a top 10 talent built for big stages. But when he cracks, he does it in 4K. A single bad call can flip the whole match. He feeds on adrenaline, and when it runs out, he crashes hard. For Rune, control isn't the goal, it's the missing piece. Marta Kostyuk brings the same fire in a different form. She fights for every ball like it owes her something, and sometimes that fire burns too hot. You can see it, the glare after a missed return, the clenched fist that doesn't celebrate, it threatens. She wants perfection, but the moment it slips, emotion floods in. Passion is her weapon and her weakness. One wrong bounce and she's out of the zone, locked in a battle with herself instead of the opponent. Even the calm-looking ones have had their rage moments. Daniil Medvedev once called the umpire a small cat mid-match that's poetry in level 2 form. He's matured since, but that edge, that explosive honesty, is part of why he's terrifying when focused and terrifying when not. That's what defines this level emotion without control. Players who let the storm drive the match until it sinks them. They break rackets, break focus, and sometimes break their own chances. They can play world-class tennis 1 minute and lose their minds the next. They don't just lose points, they lose themselves. That's level 2, the rage quitter. Fire without balance. Talent without calm. They don't get beaten, they self-destruct. Level 3, the grinder. Diego Schwartzman is living proof that heart can punch harder than height. He's 5'7" and still manages to drag 6'5" monsters through 5-set wars they never wanted to play. He doesn't hit winners, he extracts them. Every rally is a marathon, every point a test of endurance. He's not out there to dazzle you, he's out there to exhaust you. Watch him long enough and you'll see at that moment his opponent starts breathing heavier, shoulders drop, and Diego's still sprinting like the match just started. He's not built for power, but he's built for pain. That's what makes him dangerous. He'll run until you stop believing in your own legs. Andrei Rublev is intensity turned human. He's not playing tennis, he's trying to punch through the court. Every forehand sounds like he's exercising demons. You can feel the frustration, the obsession, the desperate drive to hit one more ball cleaner, faster, harder. Rublev doesn't play for style points. He plays like someone's chasing him. He doesn't care if the point lasts 20 shots, he'll keep swinging until something breaks. Usually the opponent. Sometimes the racket, but never himself. His mantra might as well be, hit until it works. And somehow, it usually does. Gael Monfils makes survival look like art. He's the most entertaining grinder you'll ever see. He dives, slides, dances, stretches, and smiles through it all. Every rally is a performance. Every point a scene from a movie where physics doesn't apply. But underneath the showman is a fighter who refuses to quit. He's had injuries, slumps, comebacks, and still, he's here, chasing every ball like it's his last. He doesn't grind because he has to. He grinds because he loves it. When Monfils wins, it feels like joy itself got up off the couch and decided to play tennis. Alina Svitolina is made of steel disguised as calm. She's been through wars off and on, the court injuries, time away, pressure, motherhood, and came back sharper, tougher, colder. She's not flashy, not loud, but her focus cuts through everything. There's no panic, no collapse, just work. Point by point, step by step. You think you're breaking her down? She's rebuilding mid-match. Svitolina doesn't play to impress. She plays to outlast. And when it matters most, she always finds that extra gear that makes her opponents wish they'd finished her sooner. Lorenzo Sonego plays tennis like he's defending his life. He celebrates every point like it's match point, screams Forza loud enough to shake the baseline, and fights until there's nothing left in the tank. He doesn't have a perfect game, he has a relentless one. He'll miss, adjust, miss again, and still come back with the same fire. That's his weapon, faith in effort. You can outplay him, but you can't outfight him. And when the crowd gets involved, when the energy spikes, Sonego becomes something else entirely. A storm that feeds off resistance. That's the grinder mentality. No excuses, no shortcuts. They don't care about highlight reels or style points, just the score at the end. They fight for every inch, chase every lost cause, and turn exhaustion into strategy. You can break their strings, their rhythm, even their bodies, but never their will. This is level 3, the grinder. Not the most talented, not the flashiest, but the last one standing when everyone else is done breathing. Level 4, the Zen competitor. Roger Federer didn't play tennis, he floated through it. No panic, no noise, no wasted motion. When everyone else looked like they were fighting the match, he looked like he was painting it. His calm wasn't weakness, it was a weapon. Opponents tried to read him, but there was nothing to read. He'd miss a shot, nod once, and glide into the next point as if the scoreboard didn't exist. That was Federer's secret, control. Not just of the ball, but of himself. He didn't need to roar, the silence was louder. That's what made him terrifying. Casper Ruud is Federer's philosophy in a Norwegian shell. He's polite, respectful, the kind of guy who apologizes when a ball clips the net and then breaks your rhythm point by point. He doesn't need theatrics or power plays. His calm is disarming, his consistency suffocating. You think you're in control, but Ruud is quietly dismantling you with discipline and footwork. He doesn't chase emotion, he starves it. He wins, not because he's flashier, but because he's still there when your patience dies. Felix Auger-Aliassime is the modern version of quiet confidence. No tantrums, no drama, no excuses, just clean execution. Even when things go wrong, his face never changes. You can't tell if he's winning or losing, that's the beauty of it. He carries himself like a man who trusts the work he's already done. Felix doesn't need to prove anything in the moment. He's already done it in the gym, in silence, long before the camera showed up. His calm isn't lack of passion, it's proof of preparation. Grigor Dimitrov is grace under pressure, the eternal smooth operator. Every stroke looks effortless, every rally under control, but beneath that elegance is iron. He's been through highs, slumps, reinventions, and still came out centered. Dimitrov doesn't explode, he endures. Even when the game drifts, he rebuilds quietly, like a craftsman tightening the strings until the sound is right again. He doesn't chase chaos, he edits it. That's the Zen mindset. Adapt, refine, repeat. And then there's Karen Khachanov, the quiet storm of Russian tennis. No wild gestures, no circus. He steps on court, locks in, and doesn't leave until the job's done. When the pressure peaks, he gets calmer. When the noise rises, he tunes it out. It's not emotionless, it's focused. Khachanov's game is built on stillness, big serves, big forehands, and zero panic. He's the kind of player who doesn't react, he responds. And that difference is everything. That's what defines this level, the art of control. They don't fight emotion, they master it. Every look, every step, every swing measured, deliberate, unshakable. This is level 4, the Zen competitor. Still water, sharp edges. They don't play louder, they play smarter. And somehow, that silence always wins. Level 5, the Ice Fiends. Jannik Sinner doesn't celebrate, he confirms. Every winner, every ace, every match point the same expression? Nothing. He looks like he's checking a grocery list while dismantling top players. No yelling, no chest beating, just silent destruction. That's the face of pressure immunity. Sinner's not cold because he doesn't care. He's cold because he's already accepted whatever happens. When others tighten up, he just breathes. And when it's 5-6-0-30, he hits cleaner than ever. That's not luck, that's programming. He's the prototype of the new generation. Quiet, fearless, surgical. Taylor Fritz plays like every tiebreak is personal. There's no panic in his eyes, just calculation. He's not trying to outshine anyone, he's trying to outlast them. Every time the match goes long, Fritz gets stronger. He feeds off the tension like oxygen. He doesn't look for drama, he eliminates it. You can see it when he stares down opponents across the net. Not anger, not arrogance, just belief. The kind that can't be shaken because it was built, not born. Tommy Paul has that same switch calm until it matters. Then ice. He's not the loudest American, not the flashiest, but he's the one who stays unbothered. Crowd noise? Fine. Match points? Routine. His entire presence says, you can scream, I'll still be here. When the air gets tight and the rallies stretch forever, Paul doesn't speed up, he slows everything down. That's how he wins, by freezing chaos until it breaks. And Francis Tiafoe, he's the opposite of the stereotype. People see the smiles, the charisma, but under all that is steel. He's built for the moments that make others crumble. You can throw him into a tiebreak at midnight with the crowd screaming, and he'll still find that extra gear. He's not afraid of pressure, he performs in it. That's the trick. Make it look like fun while everyone else is suffocating. That's what level 5 is all about. These players don't chase calm, they become it. Their heartbeat slows when the crowd gets louder. Their best shots come when the margin for error disappears. They don't play differently under pressure, they play better, because that's where they live. Level 6, the Chess Master. Daniil Medvedev doesn't play tennis, he plays probability. Every rally is an equation, every shot a variable. You can see him processing midpoint, computing options faster than anyone else. It's not passion, it's programming. He stands 6 meters behind the baseline, looks like he's surrendering ground, and somehow, it's all part of the plan. He frustrates you, tempts you, forces you to hit one more ball than you wanted. And just when you think you've figured him out, he switches patterns like a machine changing gears. Medvedev doesn't react, he predicts. He's less athlete, more chess engine, wrapped in sarcasm and brilliance. Stan Wawrinka is what happens when patience meets violence. His mind plays long games. He doesn't rush, doesn't chase, he waits and then punishes. That backhand isn't just a shot, it's a closing argument. You rally with him, thinking you're safe, and suddenly he changes direction like a sniper taking aim. Wawrinka reads momentum like others read text. Every pause, every breath of his opponent is data. He's not playing 1 point, he's playing the whole match in his head, 10 moves ahead. That's what makes him timeless. Ons Jabeur is the wildcard genius of this level, the artist who outsmarts rather than outmuscles. Her game is deception, rhythm, geometry. She doesn't need raw power when she can move you like a puppet. Slices, drops, spins, all designed to test your patience, your ego, your balance. She'll lull you into comfort, then twist the knife with a touch shot no one saw coming. Every match feels like a conversation she's controlling from the first word. Jabeur isn't trying to overpower you, she's trying to make you question yourself. And it works. Cameron Norrie is the quiet mathematician of tennis. Nothing flashy, nothing wasted. He breaks down rallies like equations, simple and efficient. His footwork is textbook. His shot choice is precise, not inspired, but inevitable. He's not looking to outshine, he's looking to outthink. Every ball placement is intentional, every tempo shift calculated. You won't see him explode, you'll just notice the scoreboard quietly tilting his way. That's the kind of chess he plays. Subtle, relentless, logical. And then there's Alex de Minaur, the human metronome. He's speed with structure, chaos with discipline. He doesn't just chase everything down, he plans his defense. Every recovery step, every sprint has purpose. He reads you before you hit, positions before you think. You don't win free points against him, you win long battles. And even then, you pay for it. De Minaur is the master of mental economy. Conserve energy, control space, punish impatience. He's proof that thinking faster is better than hitting harder. That's the essence of this level control through cognition. They don't rely on emotion or instinct, they rely on intellect. For them, tennis isn't chaos, it's chess, played at 200 kilometers per hour. They move the ball like pieces, plan traps, and wait for the moment you forget. It's not just about strokes, it's about decisions. Level 7. Absolute control. Novak Djokovic doesn't play tennis, he transcends it. When everyone else is fighting the match, he's already beyond it, calm, unreadable, inevitable. He doesn't just endure pressure, he absorbs it. The louder the crowd, the tougher the moment, the clearer he becomes. He's the master of the inner world, breathing through chaos, finding rhythm in noise. When the match is on the line, you don't see panic in his eyes. You see calculation, serenity, certainty. Djokovic isn't chasing victory. He expects it. And when it arrives, it looks like destiny answering itself. Rafael Nadal's version of control is pain. For him, suffering is part of the process. He builds discipline from discomfort, power from exhaustion. Every swing looks like a war cry. But inside, it's ritual, pure focus, disguised as fury. He doesn't complain, doesn't crack, doesn't question. He accepts pain as proof that he's alive. And when everyone else starts to fade, that's when he feels most at peace. That's not passion, that's purpose. For Nadal, control means surrendering to the grind until it becomes a kind of peace. Carlos Alcaraz is the new generation's answer to both. He doesn't suppress energy, he channels it. Every smile, every sprint, every explosion of joy is discipline in disguise. His composure hides behind that grin. He's pure chaos, shaped by confidence, a storm that somehow follows its own order. Where others feel fear, he feels fun. He turns tension into play, pressure into freedom. That's the modern evolution of mental mastery. Fearless, fluid, alive. Iga Swiatek represents the rarest kind of focus, one built on self-awareness. She meditates between points, breathes through setbacks, controls what most players can't even name, her thoughts. Her dominance isn't just physical, it's cerebral. She understands her patterns, her emotions, her triggers, and neutralizes them like a surgeon. When she's in flow, it's not adrenaline, it's alignment. Swiatek doesn't play to win, she plays to be. That's how complete her control is. And then there's Arthur Fils, the glimpse of what's coming next. He's young, explosive, but never lost in the moment. He stares down pressure with a confidence that looks too mature for his age. You can see it in his eyes, no panic, no hesitation. He knows what kind of player he wants to become. The one who bends tension, not breaks under it. He's the future of this mindset, emotion turned into energy, focus turned into fire. That's what defines this level absolute control of self. Not just skill or endurance, but consciousness. These players don't fight the match, they merge with it. Every breath is strategy. Every glance is information. They read energy, not just spin. They don't panic when the tide turns, they are the tide. The point where tennis stops being sport and becomes meditation in motion. Djokovic's stare, Nadal's ritual, Alcaraz's joy, Swiatek's calm, Fils' belief, 5 different paths to the same summit.